Hey, how are all of you doing? It's been a real busy summer. I've been helping other people do some projects, had projects on my house, and I was looking through my computer the other day and I found some videos I was making of the McDonald's that I have on my layout. And gee, I never made a video of it, so I thought, you know what, now's a good time to do that. And you've seen a lot of videos of my layout, and just about everything on this layout has something to do with my life in one respect or another, and that McDonald's is one of them. You can see the picture of the McDonald's behind me on the screen. That's actually in Des Plaines, Illinois. That's the first McDonald's, the first corporate McDonald's that was ever built. Des Plaines, Illinois, and 1955. Now, I never was to that McDonald's. In 1955, I was still living in Chicago. But Dad moved us out to the country in 1959. And I remember going to Waukegan, Illinois, and Libertyville, Illinois, to McDonald's back then. And the thing that I remember the most is, if you look at the left side of the building, that first window there on the side, I used to stand there and I would watch them dump all these potatoes into this potato peeler. And then from there, they would take them and they'd dump them into a hopper and it would come out as French fries. So, when I remember McDonald's, they used to still make the fresh French fries. I mean, they made them right there. It wasn't the frozen stuff. And, I always say to people that you don't know what you missed. You really don't. If you don't go far enough back to McDonald's, if you've never eaten the French fries that they made fresh, you just don't know what you're missing. Yeah, because they were just awesome. And Dad used to bring us there maybe once or twice a month in the summertime, because you had to stand outside to order your food, so you didn't want to do that in the winter, So this was a summer thing for us. Dad would bring us there a couple of times a month, and we'd want to go more. We'd be sitting at home saying, come on, let's go to McDonald's, let's go to McDonald's. And, Mom would say, well, you know what? It's just too expensive to go out and eat. So, that's kind of a special thing when we go to McDonald's. And, you know what? I got a menu with some prices here I'll put up for you so you can see how cheap it really was. Yet, it was expensive back in the day. And Dad used to sit there. When I was a little older, we'd go and he'd sit there and he'd watch the guys go into the McDonald's, okay? And high school guys, high school ages, during the spring, okay? And when he saw somebody that was really buff, he'd walk up to him and say, hey, do you need a summer job for the summer? And that's where he got his help to work. He was a builder, a contractor, remodeler, and, he'd hire these high school guys for summer jobs, and hey, worked out both ways. But that's where he would go to watch, to see what kind of guys he'd watch and think, well, I think that guy'd make a good guy on the job, and then he would hire him. So that's my memories of McDonald's. That's why I have that on my layout. So I have bits and pieces of video that I've been taking, and I never did make it into a video, so I'll do that now so you can see it. Hey, just before we get started, have any of you ever seen the movie The Founder? That's the story of McDonald's. It goes all the way back to McDonald's in California when the McDonald brothers owns it, and takes it all the way up through, I think, probably into the 70s or the late 60s. And it shows you how this this milkshake maker salesman wound up stealing this McDonald's away from the two brothers. I mean, and he was there to sell them some milkshake makers because he had a milkshake maker that would make a lot of milkshakes at one time. And that's another thing. You know, back in the day, they made real milkshakes. You could watch them put all the ingredients in and they'd make the milkshakes. And now today, you know, it's just that soft serve kind of stuff. And, you know, I missed all those real products. I really do, because they were like the best. Anyway, you should watch this movie, The Founder. It's awesome. It really does follow the history of McDonald's. And I got to tell you, they do a great job with it. Well, I found this McDonald's for sale on the internet, so I bought that. I won't get into prices on any of this stuff. I mean, you can do your own shopping, but this is made by Carlton Cards. It's actually an ornament you'd hang on your Christmas tree. And I saw that, you know, this is the first building I've bought for my N scale. And, you know, when I saw it, I thought, well, is that really going to work or not? So I sent an email and told him I wanted him to send me the measurements and explained exactly what measurements I needed. I wanted to know what the building was, you know, the dimensions across the back of the building and then front to back and all of that stuff. Same thing with the height of the sign. And, you know, it fell right into the criteria of N scale. So I thought, hey, I'm buying that. And the top of the box says Heirloom Collection. And once again, that's what it looks like. You can see there's a little pin, a hook to hang it from a tree, and the roof is red. Now, I don't know if you can see that. That's the back of the box. You can always stop the video to read that. Explains a little bit about it. I'm working on this McDonald's I bought. I'm going to put a light in there, and I think I'm going to try and put some people standing by the window, you know, as if they were serving customers. So there was a round hole, you know, a little round hole in the bottom, but I can't get in there. So I had to cut that wider, and I'm going to try and, you know, put something in there now that I can glue the people to. Then I'm going to work on these bushes, make them look more realistic. Well, the section of floor that I cut out was checkerboard, you know, black and white tile, kind of nostalgia, hey? So I decided to cut a plug that'll go up in that hole into the floor and kind of look the same way as the floor that I took out. And then I'll glue these little fellers to the plug and fix a light up in there. There's no way to get in there and put a light on the ceiling. And I can't tear this apart. I'm afraid I'd break it. So I decided to mount the light on the section of floor that I cut out of there and have it shine up. And I hope that'll work out all right. And I think I placed my two fellows right in front of the serving windows. I'm hoping that's the way it worked out for when I install it. Well, that worked out pretty good, getting those guys in there. I don't know if you can see them in there. And then I was able to glue that block to this cardboard because I wanted it to be the thickness of the floor. That floor is pretty thick. So I had to get my guys up, you know, to the correct height as the sidewalk so that, you know, they'd be at the proper height looking out the windows. So now I'm going to try and make these look a little more real. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this sign. I thought maybe putting a little nano light, drilling a hole here and having it shine up at the McDonald's, but I'm just not sure yet. You know, I don't want to make it look too out of place, but you know, these signs were lit. And if I could get a little light, maybe two, one on each side of the sign that would shine up on the sign, it would look like it was lit. I don't know. I have to investigate that. Well, still feathering around with this, but I got the look I wanted. Kind of like it's turning fall and the bushes are starting to turn colors a little bit. So I'm kind of happy with that so far. Work on it a little bit more. Got time before I put it in. You know, in the end, I had to put the light up on top of the roof. So that is the light there. And I put a hood to kind of hide the hole I had to drill to get the light down into the McDonald's, because the light shining up just didn't work. It had to shine down. Well, that was the McDonald's from my era. And, you know, then they went in the 70s, they went to like a mansard roof around them. And they added dining rooms, and they even had kids playlands and stuff, you know. And even those were pretty cool, you know, if you remember bringing your kids. Because that's, you know, that was the time I was a parent. I would bring my kids, and they would play in the playlands, you know. But, you know, now I look at McDonald's, it's kind of just a brick building. It's like, you know what, they took all the fun away, and it looks real cold to me, but that's just the feeling I get. I still enjoy their burgers, though, so I'll stop and I might not go in the building anymore, but I do go to the park and sit down and enjoy a burger and fries.
Welcome to McDonald's. Will you be using your rewards app today?
No, I won't be. I don't even use the phone stuff.
What can I get for you?
I would like to get a hamburger, an order of fries, a small fry, and a small Coke, please.
Anything else?
No, that's it. That'll do me. Thank you.
Okay, a hamburger, a small fry, and a small Coke. Your total comes to $5.88. Would you like to round up to $6 for the Ronald McDonald House?
Let's do that.
Thank you very much. $6 for Linda, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, all that talk made me hungry, so I had to get out. I had to go to McDonald's. Yeah, I wanted to check something out anyway. Here's my bag. Here's my burger. Here's my small order of fries. And here's my small Diet Coke. Remember that menu? Remember that menu card I showed you? Where we could get a whole meal? And this is what this is. This is the original McDonald's hamburger, original fries, original small Coke. That would have been on that menu. They only sold a few items. That Big Mac didn't come in until the 70s, and the quarter pounders. So this is what you would have got if you were on my layout going to McDonald's. Yeah, this is what I had when I was a kid. So let's just check out this bill. And I have if you can see that, $5.48. What happened to that 45-cent meal? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm having a meal that I would have had when I was a kid, so I'm happy. Catch you on my next one. God bless you all. Mm.